Good morning, Master Evan. Are you feeling any better yet? Oh, right. I forgot. You're still not able to speak. Well, here's some breakfast for you. Oh, I'm so sorry that you can't do what you love to do anymore, Master Evan. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure things will get better soon. So, Beta? Gamma? Have you found a way to reverse Dr. Chamberlain's spell yet?
Sorry, boss, but no, we couldn't. Yeah, the only clue we've got is nothing.
What?
It's nothing, Beta, not nothing. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Well, then, what are we gonna do then? Master Evan still can't talk right now, and his next review is due in a couple of weeks.
Well, we could always do the review for him. Aw, come on, Beta, that's stupid.
No, it's genius. Cue the theme song, boys. No, 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 not you, dog boys.
We've gotta go and make this right, so Master Evan won't howl all night. Oh, we've gotta eat some doggy kibble, review a movie, then nibble, nibble, nibble. But we really don't mean to cause harm, just wanna bite a corporate man's arm. It's time to discuss a new movie, and the host of this show is named Dobie. Doggy criticisms of doggies, yeah. We said it's doggy criticisms of doggies, yeah. We said it's doggy criticisms of doggies, yeah. We said it's doggy criticisms of doggies, yeah. We said it's.
And my name is not Dobie, it's Alpha.
Alright, speed, marker, and action.
Hello, everyone. Alpha the dog here. Our apologies for Evan J. Sims being absent for this episode of Movie Critisims. Where is he right now? Well, that's none of your business. Anyway, I will be hosting this review. Today's subject, Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Avatar 2, The Way of Water is the sequel to James Cameron's 2009 groundbreaker, Avatar. No, 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 not that one, boys. Anyway, this new film starts off more than a decade after the original. Jake Sully is now the leader of his Na'vi clan's tribe and also has 5 kids. They include his biological sons Neteum and Loek, his biological daughter Took, adopted daughter Kiri, and adopted son Spider, with the latter adopted child being the biological son of Miles Courage, the deceased villain of the first movie. Even though Sully had previously defeated Courage's army of Sky People at the end of the first film, the Na'vi and the Sky People are still at war with each other. Eventually, the Sky People manage to find the clan's island and attack it. This forces Sully and his wife Neytiri to relocate their entire family to another island, inhibiting similar Na'vis who worship the sea rather than the land. Meanwhile, it turns out that Courage has been resurrected by transferring his soul and life force into a new Na'vi body. Also, Courage and the Sky People have captured Spider and manipulated him to help them to locate Jake Sully. So, will Sully, Neytiri, their kids, and the rest of the Na'vi be able to drive away the Sky People and save their homes from the next attack? Now, before I start talking about Avatar 2, I should probably give, well, our thoughts on the original Avatar movie. So, critics lauded the technical achievement and visual elements of the first film, but had problems with its unoriginal story and lack of narrative risks. Now, in my view, the critics are correct because I have that same opinion. So, ugh, Boys, what are you doing here?
Why, we just wanted to help you, boss.
Well, okay, but why'd you have to throw a whoopee at me?
Why, that was just to let you know what we were up here. Ah, 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 ah.
Well, then just try to stay out of my way. And don't do anything unless I tell you to. As I was saying, I think of Avatar 2? Well, it's pretty much the same opinion as the original. It's only just a hair or two better. So the first thing you should know content-wise is that much like Avatar 1, this film brings nothing really that new or fresh to its main story.
In fact, I think it mainly rehashes the original movie's plot. Yeah, with just the finer tweaks and additions.
You know what? The boys are actually right. Avatar 2 does seem like a carbon copy of its predecessor.
Boss, can we get to the less obvious stuff already?
Why, sure, Gamma. Okay, so I only have one big issue with the movie's content. You see, the original movie was about 2.5 hours long, while the sequel is approximately 3 hours long, and it does feel like that at some parts.
You know what's also interesting? Movies such as Avengers Endgame and Zack Snyder's Justice League prove that you can make a movie longer than 2 hours and still keep the audience invested.
Right. And that's because both those movies rarely made us feel bored, and all the scenes in the movie seem like they needed to be there. But that's not the case with Avatar 2, though. There are a few moments that could have easily been shortened or straight up deleted from the final product. We're going to give 4 points to the content of this movie. You know what's kind of funny to me? It's the fact that in the original movie, Jake Sully was a pretty laid back guy. But in this film, he is far more serious and mature.
But, boss, how could he raise a family if he wasn't mature? Yeah, how?
Well, to be clear, boys, it's not the fact that Sully is now a mature parent that bothers me. It's the fact that, Avatar 2 does a rather poor job of smoothly transitioning characters or explaining why a character has changed. Because the thing is, I don't know who that guy is, but that's not Jake Sully. Anyway, the other heroes are decent, I guess. It's just that few of them are actually interesting or compelling. I think the only one who I kind of got invested in was Kiri, because she has this whole plot of facing the trauma of missing her biological mother, Dr. Grace Augustine, from the first movie. I could definitely see some story potential in the possible Avatar 3. As for the villain, the revived Miles Quaritch, he is pretty campy and charismatically hammy, like in the first movie. But unlike in the first movie, this movie actually managed to make his personality more consistent, whereas the first film had him only act hammy during the third act. We will give 4 points to the characters. Like I said before, this, like the original film, Avatar 2 is way more about the immersive 3D experience than its narrative. And man, does it not disappoint. Best of all, though, the film doesn't just throw stuff in your face for the sake of the 3D effect. Like this. Instead, it simply lets the world you are experiencing naturally sink into your mind as it goes on. What's also great is that there is so much immaculate detail in every element of the setting. Lots and lots of detail. These reasons are why we are going to give the visuals an automatic full 5 points. The performances of Avatar 2 is pretty nice to say the least. Of course, Zoe Saldana is a major standout of both this movie and the original movie. Although, Saldana doesn't really steal the spotlight as much as she did in this first film, but she's still excellent. The acting deserves 5 points. I have to say that the most splendid thing about Avatar 2's musical score is the fact that it was not composed by the late James Horner, who did the score from the first movie. Instead, it is composed by some guy named Simon Franklin, I guess. And you know what? It's hard to tell that it's not Horner doing the score. Franklin does a perfect job at recapturing the soul and magic of Horner's original themes. So
I guess that means music gets 5 points.
not so fast, Gamma. Unfortunately, the music score itself is a double-edged sword. Sometimes I was invested in the score, but other times I was not. So even though I think Simon Franklin really deserves the praise for how hard he worked to be faithful to a legendary composer, I'm afraid that still doesn't change the fact that the score's effect on me isn't always consistent. So I'd have to give 3 points to the music. In conclusion, Avatar 2 The Way of Water is pretty much at the exact same level of quality as the original. It's stunning to look at and very detailed, but has a rather generic storyline that doesn't take any risks.
But is this at least a good sequel?
Well, kind of, but not really. Yes, it is definitely faithful to the original's legacy. However, the thing is, the first Avatar had an excuse for being so unoriginal. It was the first installment in a franchise. The same thing could be said with Star Wars A New Hope. But unlike New Hope's sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, which actually elevated the story and took narrative risks, this sequel just does the whole story all over again. I'm sorry, but because this is supposed to be a sequel, James Cameron can't just rely on fancy, stunning visuals and landscapes to fully save this movie. He needed to put a lot more effort into the story department. As is, I can imagine people eventually forgetting the sequel or even mistaking it for the original. Avatar 2, The Way of Water, has received a total of 21 points out of 25, earning it an A-. So, the question is, get out of the way, boys, but stay nearby. Have you seen Avatar 2, The Way of Water? If not, do you want to or not, and why? Feel free to let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this review video of our own, then feel free to like,
Subscribe and or share.
I'm Alpha,
I'm Beta. And I'm Gamma.
signing out.
Peace.
Now, if you excuse us, we gotta go check on Master Evan.
Morning, Master Evan. Oh! Beta, you know better than to wake Master Evan like that.
Yeah, Beta, you and Gamma need to leave right now. This is none of your business. Sorry about that, Master Evan. So, did you get... let me get that real quick. Hello?
Hello, Dobby. This is Skeksis speaking.
Oh, hey, Dr. Chamberlain. What is it?
Why, I have some news for you. It turns out I made a mistake. Miki syndrome isn't caused by reviewing. It is caused by pixie dust exposure.
Really? That's great. But, why is Master's tongue still stuck?
Stuck? Oh, no. I have reversed spell that I have cast on him. Now, he can review more.
Why, thanks, Dr. Chamberlain. I'm glad Master Evan can get back to business again. Thank you. Bye. Master Evan, it looks like you're cured and free to review again.
Oh, I may be able to review again, Alpha, but I'm not cured.
Are you sure about that? I really think that... Oh, well then, what are you gonna do about it?
Alpha, it's time for me to get my revenge. Tomorrow night, we go out and go on a search for Tinkerbell.
And Destroyer?
We'll see.